2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 10. Okay. Let me do another video on the Ring parody. Where was I? Meg, now who's lying? I told you it's not real. Marty, well, I saw something. It was hella weird, like an acid trip, like you said. You can't describe it. I watched it with JD and Jordis when we were, oops. Meg, curious, when you were what? Marty, nothing. He puts on an innocent look. A little glowy halo appears out of thin air above his head. Meg pulls a BB gun out of his pocket and shoots it, causing it to explode. I feel like, isn't that from Rocko's Modern Life? I feel like I probably got it from that. He grabs Marty by the collar. Meg, out with it, Chicago boy. Is that where he's from? Is he from Chicago? I guess so. Marty, alright, geez, such violence. Alright, so we went up to the mountain cabin to try and shoot our own video. Well, I mean, it was JD's idea. He was directing. I think JD was the one who wound up winning, but he was like a little shithead, so people were like pissed about it. Or something like that, I don't know. Isn't that what happened? Wasn't he a little shit and like people kind of turned against him? Or whatever? It's been so long since I watched it, and the show was so fucking stupid. He was directing. We weren't supposed to tell you about it because you weren't invited. Meg to himself. Bitches. To Marty. Well, why were you up there with JD? I thought you hated him. Marty looks down. I do. But he blackmailed me. Oh yeah, I think Marty was the runner-up, huh? Marty won like 2nd or 3rd place, I think. Meg didn't even fucking get close. Poor guy. I think. Meg sounds like him, the rat. Marty. Yeah, and the vids suck too. It's called Passions, and it's just us dancing around in fishnet panties. Of fucking course. Also, Jordis came back in The Voice, I think. I think I remember that, because I watched The Voice when I still lived here before. My sister was watching it. And I remember on one of, like, it was, like, I don't remember. It definitely wasn't, like, any of the first seasons. It was, like, the 6th season or something. I don't fucking know. But, like, God, the cat. But Jordis came back, and, I was just like, there she is again! You know? Hey, good for her, man. Whatever. Where was I? Okay, Meg stifles a laugh. Passions. Marty, I knew I shouldn't have told you. Suddenly that's funny though, because that really would be like a music video called Passions, you know? Suddenly the phone rings and they both jump. They look at each other and then both slink downstairs. Meg cautiously answers the phone. Meg, ... Marty, hey, who is it? He turns towards Marty with a creepy blank stare. Marty, who's on the phone, Meg? Meg makes that sound from The Grudge. Marty freaking out. Oh my god, Meg, tell me who's on the phone before I wet myself. Meg, haha. Well, you sure scare easy. He gives him the phone. It's Jordis. Marty, thanks for nothing, jerk. He puts the phone to his ear. Jordis? Meg wandering off. Hey, where does your mom keep the black beauties? Jordis over the phone. What was that? Marty, nothing. So what's she calling for? Jordis, oh, no reason. That's nice, and you could just call your friends for no reason. Cut to where Jordis is hanging out. It's a club that looks like a barn, which has red lighting, blasting hard rock, and is filled with S&M looking people. That sounds great. A whip-like sound is heard in the background, followed by the braying of a donkey. Of course. Marty, what was that noise? Jordis, oh, nothing. So I was just thinking about that movie we saw a week ago. Marty, yeah, pretty weird, huh? Jordis, yeah, well, that's all I called to say. Bye. I gotta give Big Benji her phone back. That's all she called to say. See, there was no texting back then. Aw, so sweet. Come back to the house. Marty, wait. Aw, damn, she hung up on me. He puts the phone back. Meg looks around. Hey, where'd you go? He wanders around the house looking for his friend. Meanwhile, behind his back, little people known as the borrowers are stealing all his stuff. Oh, the borrowers, I remember that. He goes upstairs and sees a door with water coming out from under it. Marty, oh damn it, either someone peed or the water level's at my bedroom window again. I hate the rainy city. Pouts. Oh yeah, there's like fucking recurring, like, that's the fun thing about writing when you're dumb. It's like, every fucking joke you hear, you want to use it even if you don't realize how many times it's been used before, how overused it is. You're just like, that's funny, I like it. Cliches like the donkey show and all that shit. It's not played out to you yet, so it's like, let me put it in here. And then like just like I would just take stereotypes and like run with it. So because it's in Seattle, like you'll see later all the fucking grunge bands make an appearance and shit because I was getting really into grunge and shit. But which like I said in an earlier video, I think that kind of like takes away from it a little bit. I wish I would have just kept it to being about Rachel and Aiden and all them. But whatever. Who cares? It was fun. It made it more fun for me at the time. So whatever. And then but yeah, the other thing is like Seattle, like, you know, is known to have a lot of rain and shit like that. So that's just like a recurring joke about like the streets being flooded like fucking Venice and shit like that. And like what else are we gonna say? Oh, the funny thing is like there's that movie that I found out from Movie Dumpster that was of unknown origin about the rat like chews through the pipes or something, like floods the guy's kitchen. So now when I read this, that's what it made me think of. I'm like, oh, maybe it's the rat. The rat's causing the water, you know. Okay, I hate the rainy city. Pouts. Creepy echo type noises can be heard from the other side of the door. Marty, huh? Oh, that's that mermaid from fucking Lighthouse. Making the fucking whale song noises. He turns the knob all slow and suspensefully and throws the door open. The camera zooms in on his eye in that Requiem for a Dream way. Yeah, I talk about cliche. And then cuts to outside the house where it's still pouring rain. Marty, ah! It's like a big long ah that's like goes across the entire page and it's all capital. Random neighbor, shut up! X-Files theme music. Do, 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 do. I don't like X-File. I mean, I like it in theory. I don't know. I just haven't really gotten into it, but I like the theme music. Cut to a close-up of a little kid drawing a picture. Zoom out to show that he's in a classroom, and also he is the most goth kid you will see under the age of 12. Not in the early 2000s, man. There was a lot of us. A lot of them. I will not say I was one. I was not a goth. I was just an innocent child. Anyways, age of 12 and outside Haight Street. Back when Haight Street was still fucking, you know, the fucking rock, It's funny because by the time I was a teenager, Haight Street was not like punk anymore. Like, it was totally commercialized, and basically the entire street was like a fucking bazaar or like a strip mall. But still, it was a fun place to go, and it was still kind of rock / like hippie themed. You know, all the shit you could buy was at least like cool looking. But now I don't even know the state of Haight Street anymore. You know what the funny thing is? Maybe Haight Street, so many stores closed and it got so broke, maybe, that like, because I don't think all the corporations have moved in on it, right? I don't know. But, like, I don't know, assuming it took a downturn and it's all just like homeless people now. It might go back to its punk ways, I don't know. But I have no idea. I honestly haven't been to Haight Street in like fucking like over 5 years probably. Even though I live in the same city again now I live in the same city again. So back in San Francisco, baby. So maybe I'll go over there. But I don't really have any reason to, you know. I'm not gonna buy anything. And I feel like it's just gonna be full of pissed off people. Like, back in the day, when I was a teenager, the good old days, nobody was pissed off. People were just, yeah, they kind of had an attitude, but it's just like, you just easily ignore them. It was just, everyone's like, ah, shut up, haha. They're gonna get some Ben & Jerry's ice cream and just walk around and buy shit. And then, like, the crusties would be there on their bikes, like, hey, motherfucker, you wanna buy shrooms? And you're just like, yeah. And, like, sometimes they say something like, I like your pants, or something. But it was just like a lighthearted atmosphere. I don't know if it would be lighthearted now. Everyone's so fucking angry. Anyways, where was I? He's wearing all black and has heavy black eyeliner and lipstick and black hair that flops over one eye. The only which is funny, isn't Aiden actually blonde? But whatever. I imagine him to be like dressed like a little Danzig or something. The only other person in the classroom is a teacher who has her feet up on the desk and is giving herself a pedicure. Ew. Voice from outside the door. Well, you know what, asshole? Fuck you. If you change a single comma in my article, I'll come to your house and personally introduce my steel-toed boots to your nuts. The classroom door is kicked open and an angry, disheveled-looking blonde woman known as Rachel stands there in the doorway. As soon as she sees the teacher, she starts trying to make herself look all nice and clean. Rachel, in an overly babyish and fake voice. Hey, Aiden, sweetie, mommy's here. Aiden, without looking up, in a deadbeat voice. Salutations, maternal figure. He finishes his drawing and heads for the door. He whispers to Rachel as he passes by her. Aiden, watch out for this teacher. She's got words for you. He walks out of the classroom. Rachel, oh. She turns around and gives the teacher a death glare. Oh, I guess it was more like, oh. She turns around and gives the teacher a death glare. Is that so? Teacher, I was just thinking you maybe had a moment. Rachel, well, judging by your fucking totalitarian school system, I'd say I don't have much of a choice. She flops down in one of the kids' seats and puts her combat booted feet up on the desk, giving the teacher the look of scorn. Teacher brings over Aiden's drawings. I just wanted to show you these very creative pictures your son has made. Rachel, yeah, get to the point, will ya? Time doesn't grow on trees, you know. Teacher, well, just look at them. Rachel picks up one from the pile of all the pictures on the desk. All the pictures either include Satan, dead people, torture, or a combination. The one she's looking at is of a small human being raped by a lizard monster and yelling, "Help me!" Rachel, yeah, I'm looking. What's your point? Teacher, well, don't you find that image a little disturbing? Rachel, nah. In fact, it reminds me of my childhood. Flashback to Rachel at about age 16 at a hard rock concert. She's wearing nothing but a knotted up flannel shirt and Daisy Dukes and is laying on the hood of a car in a promiscuous way. The trunk of the car is on fire and she's talking to some trashy looking guy. I feel like, wasn't, Curly from the zombie story also laying on a flaming car when she was a teenager or some shit? It would be so funny if Rachel and, Curly, met or something. That'd be hilarious. I should do, you know what, I really want to write a story where all this, it's like the universe, like all the stories come into one. It will be like my personal version of fucking, Ready Player One or whatever, where it's just like 1,000 references, or like the new Space Jam or whatever, you know, where it's just like, we're not gonna have a storyline, we're just gonna show you a million references and you'll be happy. I should do a story like that, but it'll be a combination of all the previous stories I ever wrote, and it'll be called The Bonfire. That's what it should be. It should be this is the storyline, right? All these stories are getting thrown in the bonfire because I'm becoming homeless, and I can't keep them anymore, you know? And I'm just throwing everything in the fire to keep warm on the beach, and, like, this is all the stories, like, kind of combining, like, in the flame as they're, like, being incinerated. But, like, for me, it's only, like, a few seconds to incinerate it, but for them, it's kind of like 100, like, not 100 years, but, you know, it's like a longer, drawn-out, like, apocalypse and shit. They go on a big adventure, and everyone meets everybody. That would be so awesome. Anyways, where was I? 16-year-old Rachel. What do you say? I think I just lost my second eardrum. Cut back to the present. Rachel, smiling dreamily. Yeah, good times. That's right, man. Fucking, I miss rock and roll so fucking much. And nowadays, it's like, there's no social life at all. Because we're in the fucking cold corona war. You can go out, you can do things, but it's just the fucking, like, we've been set back, like, 100 years. There's no, like, cultural anything. The culture is corona. That's all you fucking get. There's no, like, fun things to do. Get back to the present. Rachel, smiling dreamily. Yeah, good times. Teacher mutters. Well, I see where Aiden gets it from. Rachel, what? What are you saying? Are you saying I'm a bad mother? Oh my god, this is just like the girl, what's her name, Mary Kelly. Teacher, no, I never. Rachel makes a a dinosaur roar type of sound and leaps up on the table. Oh my god, roar! I can imagine that. With Hulk-like strength, she grabs the teacher by the neck and holds her up like baby Simba in The Lion King. Oh my god, didn't that happen? I saw a clip on YouTube when I was watching the reviews of the Loki show that I didn't get to watch because my sister has Disney Plus, and I told her I wanted to watch Loki with her, even though I knew it was probably gonna suck, but just to pay tribute to the fact that I appreciate all the trickster gods out there, even if it's fucking Disney. I'll do my little tribute, or my little, not tribute, what is it called? My little, I'll pay my attention to it. If anything that's got Coyote, Loki, Anansi, or any of those motherfuckers, I'll watch it, whatever. And I told my sister, let's watch it together. And then the next time after that, I was like, so when are we gonna watch Loki? And she's like, I already watched it all. So I haven't watched any of it. But I watched the recaps on YouTube, and there was a scene like that. I almost forgot where I was going with this. There was a scene, I guess, from one of the fucking Infinity Wars or Endgames, whatever, where it was like Infinity War 2. Ain't that a fucking name? Jesus Christ, could you be any more like... Anyways, I haven't seen the majority of those fucking movies because I'm not into what they're selling. I don't like the superhero. I shouldn't even go into it. I'll just go on and on and on. I'll go into that when I start talking about Dear Team 6 because that's the place to talk about that. But anyways, where was I? Right, Thanos was holding up Loki like that. He held him by the neck, and he was like holding him up. That's been done like 1,000 times. Again with the cliches. I should take a drink of my water and pretend it's alcohol every time something cliche comes up, and then I'll have to piss before this video is even over, and I only have 3 more minutes. Okay, where was I? She grabs the teacher by the neck and holds her up. Except that in this case, the teacher is choking, and there's no animals around or anything. Rachel, I'm not a bad mother. Teacher choking and gasping. Aiden suddenly opens the door. Aiden, maternal figure, are you done yet? Rachel drops the teacher. Yeah, I'm done alright. She drops down off the table and starts for the door, but before she gets there, she suddenly stops and looks back over her shoulder. Rachel, look, my boy's cousin. That's another thing. Why does she always say my son's cousin? Like, isn't there... Okay, your son's cousin, isn't that your niece? Why doesn't she just say my niece? Right? Isn't that the way the structure works? I remember in the movie, like the real movie, she would say that. She'd just be like, my son's cousin. It's like, so your sibling's kid, which would make her your niece. Right? Or something like that. Anyways, whatever. It's weird. I'm like, are they through marriage or something? Is that why? Where was I? My boy's cousin just died 3 nights ago, so why don't you just butt out of our family for a while? Teacher laying on the floor. 3 nights ago. Rachel, angry sigh. Ugh, do I stutter? Teacher, those pictures are from a week ago. Rachel, ... Cut to Rachel and Aiden in the car with rain pouring down as always. Rachel, why the hell do you let her see those pictures? Didn't I raise you not to trust the establishment? Aiden, sorry, maternal figure. End of part 1? What? How is that part 1? Oh, I remember because I was probably sending emails and whatever. Who knows how many parts there'll be. That seemed pretty short. Okay, part 2. The circular outline. Not to be confused with the circular outline 2, which I also wrote but didn't finish, as usual. And that had fucking Duff McKagan in it and a whole bunch of other weird people. Cut to Rachel and Aiden at home. They climb into a bunk bed for the night. Rachel in the bottom bunk and Aiden in the top. Their blankets have Star Wars pictures on them. Star Wars. And the lamp is in the corny shape of a Space Needle. That, I won't drink for that because that's actually funny and something that will probably actually be real. Rachel, in an Arkansas accent. Good night, child. Is that Arkansas? I don't know. Southern. Aiden, there is only one of this day, in this particular month, in this particular year. Now, it is over. Deep. Rachel switches off the light. 1 hour later. Rachel, you're not sleeping, are you? Aiden, staring creepily, unblinking at the ceiling. I can't sleep. I keep thinking about what Marty said. about us not having enough time before we die. Rachel rolls eyes. You know, you shouldn't listen to everything Marty ever said. He was probably high at the time. That is something you would think about when you're high. Like, ironically, even though I had never been high at this point. Aiden, thinking about it. Okay.